Welcome to the Everything Else podcast right here on YouTube. I am your host, Money Mike. And today's topic, we are discussing rebooking the 2016 WWE Royal Rumble. The popular thing to do among wrestling fans nowadays is to be the booker, to be the fantasy booker. Or I guess they don't really use that term anymore in wrestling. I guess to be a fantasy creative writer, which is the term that the WWE and other wrestling organizations use nowadays. Because if you go and look at a job with WWE, you would see creative writer would be one of the job postings if they ever have a job posting for it. And so I think that's the term to use for this. And a lot of fans like to play fantasy creative writer. They always like to sit there and post on the internet, this is what WWE should do. Why aren't they pushing this guy? This guy needs to be pushed. This guy needs to be put in this feud. Well, why not join them, right? We are, I would say we are a week away. Yeah, less than a week away from WWE Fast Lane. And right now, the main event is Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar, with the winner going on to face Triple H at WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, Texas. And yeah, the Rumble was great, but guess what? It's time to rebook the Royal Rumble. Alright, first things first. AJ Styles coming in number 3. Completely rebooking that. And I'll get to the main event picture with Roman Reigns and Triple H and Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar in a minute. First off, AJ Styles number 3. That was a great surprise. Even though I know a lot of people saw it coming. You heard the rumors. And there's 2 other Bullet Club members that are going to be coming to NXT in March. So we knew AJ was coming. We knew the Bullet Club was coming. So, being in Orlando, home of TNA Wrestling, WWE, smart enough to have AJ debut in the Royal Rumble, ironically, which is in Orlando, the home of TNA Wrestling. But I would not have had him come in at number 3. WWE wanted to do this whole one versus all thing, right? Roman Reigns was going to be number 1, and it was truly going to be one versus all, right? So that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to make Roman Reigns this underdog, right? Yeah, John Cena 2.0. And as I discussed in the last time I talked about Roman Reigns and the WWE, and the storyline of trying to get Roman Reigns over, I said the one reason why Roman Reigns got over the night he won the World Heavyweight Championship on Raw was because he looked like the Roman Reigns that fans have wanted to see since the Shield broke up. The Samoan badass. But then he won the title. And then it was all downhill from there. The Royal Rumble came. It was back to being, I don't know, I guess you want to call it, booed out of the building city for Roman Reigns. Because I think the fans knew, they kind of knew what was going to happen. So, what better way to have, hey, let's have Roman Reigns, promote Roman Reigns, winning for number 1. Fans saw right through that easily, so they booed him at the Rumble. And all of that, broken down the drain. Everything that WWE had done to get him over in Philadelphia, I might add. Now, the Rumble was in Orlando, Florida. All of that, they basically ended up throwing down the drain for the basic booking that we saw. And as I said, I'll get back to that in a little bit. Just want to throw that in there. Okay, AJ Styles came out number 3. First things first, I would not have had that happen. Because when you look at the order, okay, it was Roman Reigns, Then it was Rusev, AJ Styles, Tyler Breeze, Curtis Axel, Chris Jericho, Kane, Goldust, Ryback, and Kofi were the first 10 entrants in the Royal Rumble. Now here's what I would have done in this case. Roman Reigns and Rusev, kept them the first two. Tyler Breeze in number 3. Have him eliminate Breeze. Axel next. So you go through some of the jobbers, right? You have Reigns eliminate Rusev, Breeze, Axel, Goldust. You let them go through the top 6, right? Let them go through like the numbers 2 through 6. And then at number 7, lucky number 7, it's like, okay, who's gonna come out next? Because he's eliminated jobbers. Who's gonna come out next? Somebody has to be coming out that's gonna stop it. And then at that point, you bring out Kane, because you need somebody in there that is going to look at least halfway decent. I mean, I know nobody likes to see Kane anymore nowadays, but Kane being a big man, he could have at least, made it look like Reigns was going to go through everybody. So after Kane, which is probably about 8 or 9 participants in, about 9 or 10 is when I would have had AJ Styles come out, because it would have shown Roman Reigns going through these guys. Because at this point, it would have been Roman Reigns going through everybody, going through the first 8 or 9 participants or whatever, and he's really looking good, looking like, okay, maybe he can win it. And then out comes AJ Styles. And then that's when it all becomes the whole, alright, battle, the ring gets filled up, whatever. You go on from that point. Now, after rebooking AJ Styles' debut, I will also say, considering they are doing a feud right now with Chris Jericho, I would have had Chris Jericho eliminate AJ Styles, not Kevin Owens. Granted, Kevin Owens lessened the blow of AJ being eliminated from the Rumble, because let's face it, Roman Reigns would have eliminated him. That place would have booed him out of the building forever. But I would have had Jericho eliminate AJ Styles to kind of help kickstart their feud a little bit better. That would equate to a match on Raw, and equate to all the matches they have had so far. In which I hope maybe there's a match coming up for the Rumble, for Fast Lane, or at least save it for WrestleMania. Now that I've booked AJ Styles re-debut in the Rumble, coming in about 9 or 10 after Reigns has eliminated about 6, 7, 8 guys to make him look strong in this match. Let's get to the end, alright? First things first, I would not have had that whole thing where they took him out. The League of Nations took out Roman Reigns. Okay, let's face it. This is where the WWE lost the fans. Even more with Roman Reigns. Because the League of Nations came out, they beat him up, they put him through a table. Now, logic says in the Rumble, you have to throw a guy over for him to be eliminated. Now, my first thought with this was, okay, maybe they do a thing where Roman Reigns gets taken out, he doesn't come back, so that way at Fast Lane he lays claim to being in the title match, defending or trying to win his title back, because he never was eliminated. Because he was taken out, but he was never thrown over the top rope. So I thought maybe that would be where they were going. And then, as the match went on, and Roman Reigns was not coming out, the fans, they knew what was going on. They knew Roman Reigns was in the back, rested, going over the audible that they called midway through the Rumble, which, I mean, if you want to believe the reports out there, whatever. But apparently the WWE decided midway through, and I'm guessing this was when Roman Reigns was in the back, selling his beatdown from the League of Nations, that they decided that, hey, we're going to have Dean Ambrose be eliminated by Triple H instead at the end, and then Triple H is going to eliminate Roman Reigns before that, and it's going to be Ambrose and Triple H, the final two. And so here comes Sheamus out, 29. I was like, okay. And here comes Roman Reigns, attacks him from behind. Oh, hey, he's back. And then he goes in, he's going in there, he's beating people up. He eliminates Del Rio, he does all this, and then out comes Triple H at number 30 to a huge pop from the fans. Because at that point, the fans knew when Triple H came out and his music hit, they knew that he was going to be their saving grace for Roman Reigns not winning that Royal Rumble and not winning the Rumble 2 years in a row. But what we did not expect was Triple H eliminating Roman Reigns before the final two, because he eliminated Roman Reigns to an even bigger pop. Literally, I mean, it was, I think, more of a bigger pop than what Triple H got coming out to the ring. And then he eliminated Ambrose, won the title. Now, I'm going to rebook that because Triple H and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania does not need the title. We also know Brock Lesnar is going to face Bray Wyatt. And that Fast Lane is easily predictable to this point. Because, let's face it, we know the Wyatt family is going to take out Brock Lesnar. Dean Ambrose is only there so Roman Reigns can pin him, just like he did at Survivor Series in the finals of the World Heavyweight Title Tournament when Seth Rollins went down with a knee injury, to set up the predictable Reigns versus Triple H World Heavyweight Title match at WrestleMania, to set up the most predictable WrestleMania main event of Triple H, Roman Reigns for the title. So, rebooking it. Okay, I already rebooked AJ Styles' debut. Now, for the ending of this match, there's one way I would have went with this. Because, as I said, Bray Wyatt, I'm about to give away my ending here. Because Roman Reigns, Triple H does not need the belt. It's more of a grudge match type of thing. So it doesn't need the belt. So, what do we do, right? First things first, you have Triple H eliminate Roman. And Triple H is taunting him and, doing the DX suck it thing and all this stuff, right? So he's distracted. Reigns gets upset. Anybody who's seen the finish of the 1992 Royal Rumble when Sid Justice eliminated Hulk Hogan, and then Hogan was upset that he started grabbing Sid's arm and pulling him over the rope, which allowed Ric Flair to dump Sid over the top rope to win that Rumble, which ironically was for the WWE Championship, just like this Royal Rumble was. And I would have had Roman Reigns do the very same thing, where Reigns pulls Triple H, and Triple H is trying to fight him off, and Dean comes from behind and eliminates Triple H. That allows Triple H and Roman to brawl to the back, do whatever in the back, to help sell their feud, get the people excited for their match at Mania, but without the title on the line. You would say to yourself, at this point, Dean Ambrose is the champion, right? No, because Dean Ambrose is not the champion. Because now the final two in this scenario, Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. And in this scenario, we are now guaranteed a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Because unless you want to count Dean Ambrose actually winning the title, even though they found a way to use some stupid logic to keep the title on Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt's never held the title. So now you have a guaranteed new champion. And it's two young guys that you can help promote and put over as future stars, right? So in this scenario, Bray Wyatt eliminates Ambrose to win the World Heavyweight title. And as he said in his promo before the Rumble, at this point he really would have the whole world in his hands by winning the world title. And the end of the Rumble would have Bray Wyatt down on his knees with the belt hanging across his shoulder, and the entire Wyatt family, everybody, in their little Wyatt family pose, celebrating the end of the Rumble, with the commentators going, "Oh no, what does this mean? Bray Wyatt as a champion." Because when you look at Bray Wyatt's character, that kind of character as your world champion is something like, my gosh, it's the unknown, right? It's the unknown of what it means, of what it could mean. So Bray Wyatt is your new champion in my scenario here. The next night on Raw, Bray Wyatt is out there at the end of Raw. Because, we go through Triple H, Reigns, they do their stuff in the beginning. to further set up their feud for WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt's out there, and there's some kind of celebration, some Wyatt family celebration, and then out comes Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar is pissed because the Wyatt family eliminated him from the Rumble. Now that still stands, right? I never changed that. That still stands. So Brock comes out and the whole Wyatt family's out there, and then Brock goes on a rampage. He destroys the entire Wyatt family, with Bray Wyatt the only person left in the ring. And Brock Lesnar sees Bray Wyatt. He's pissed. He's ready to just take him to Suplex City. And they start to brawl. And then as he goes for the F5, here comes Strowman and Rowan and Harper. They take down Brock Lesnar. Because you don't want to have Brock Lesnar destroy your champion, or your new champion, 24 hours after he just won the belts. You gotta make him look strong. So again, they beat down Brock Lesnar. And now you're kind of thinking is, okay, has Brock Lesnar met his match with the Wyatt family? And so, Fast Lane now becomes, Triple H says to Roman Reigns that, hey, I eliminated you, so, you don't deserve a match with me, yada yada yada. But WWE Logic says, hey, we need a match for WrestleMania, but we also have this pay-per-view here before Mania. So Roman, if you can beat whoever, if he can beat, I don't know, whoever, right? If he can beat just whoever it is, I don't know. Just somebody. He beats somebody in order to go and have the right to face Triple H at WrestleMania. Because Triple H, being the arrogant COO, don't need to fight Roman. He's going to have to earn it, right? So he makes Roman go through a match, and Roman Reigns wins, so Roman gets Triple H at WrestleMania after beating some opponent at Fast Lane. Meanwhile, Paul Heyman is pissed, Brock Lesnar is pissed, so they want Bray Wyatt for the title. Triple H and Stephanie say, no, Brock Lesnar, you're going to have to go through the entire Wyatt family. You're going to go through, you have to go through Harper, Rowan, and Strowman in a 3-on-1 handicap match, or even a gauntlet match. And the stipulation for this would be simple. Brock Lesnar versus Harper, Rowan, Strowman. And if Brock Lesnar wins, he gets Bray Wyatt for the title at WrestleMania. But also, they are banned from ringside to ensure Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar is a one-on-one match for the title without interference. So, Brock Lesnar, he destroys the Wyatt family. And after he wins, they try to beat him down again. Bray Wyatt tries to attack him. So, again, he tries to F5 on Bray. They prevent it from happening. And basically the pay-per-view ends in Fast Lane with Lesnar standing tall, holding the title. And then you go into WrestleMania with Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar for the title. Triple H and Roman Reigns, which is a grudge match, not for the title belt. And to throw this all in there, because Triple H and Stephanie are obsessed with trying to get into the heads of Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, trying to break them up, at some point prior to WrestleMania, Dean Ambrose gets named the special guest referee for the match between Triple H and Roman Reigns, which would seem like it would be something of a little twist there, right? Because, you gotta give Dean Ambrose something. I know he's the Intercontinental Champion, and he would have a match against somebody, but in my scenario, it would be Dean Ambrose as a special guest referee for that match, and he will still have his Intercontinental title match prior to that, but it would still play a lot into the storylines of, hey, what's the Authority trying to do? And that is how I would rebook the ending of the 2016 Royal Rumble. Triple H is not your champion. Bray Wyatt is your champion. And Bray Wyatt faces Brock Lesnar for the title at WrestleMania. And if you're asking me how I would have this play out, basically, Brock Lesnar would probably walk away with the title at WrestleMania And it would be this big thing because at this point, Roman Reigns winning the title back at WrestleMania is going to lead to a chorus of boos in Cowboy Stadium. Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt, or Brock Lesnar recaptures the title, leads to a chorus of cheers. The fans are happy, and as they say in wrestling, Brock Lesnar would send the crowd home happy. If you have any other ideas, let me know below in the comments. And I just hope the WWE does the right thing and they book Dean Ambrose to win a Fast Lane to face Triple H for the title at WrestleMania. It's all I'm hoping for, because if they do this with Roman Reigns for the title at WrestleMania of all places. Now remember, there is no Money in the Bank. Sheamus already cashed in at Survivor Series. So there isn't a scenario where we had last year where Seth Rollins cashing in saved the main event between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Now we don't have that. Triple H and Roman Reigns for the title is going to be a disaster if it's going to go the way that everybody sees it coming, with Roman Reigns becoming the champion again and having his WrestleMania moment. It's going to be bad. Hopefully WWE sees this and they go, you know what, Dean Ambrose is going to win, and it's going to be Dean Ambrose versus Triple H for the title, and Dean Ambrose winning the title at WrestleMania. That's the way to go. Triple H put Daniel Bryan over at WrestleMania 30. Batista Orton put Daniel Bryan over. Now it's Dean Ambrose's time in WrestleMania 32. Triple H, do the right thing. Put Dean Ambrose over and make Ambrose your new champion. As I said, I hope that is the way they go for Fastlane this Sunday, but we'll have to see what happens. Make sure you subscribe to more of the Everything Else podcast. Make sure you subscribe to more of the Front 7 podcast, as we are getting closer to the Combine, folks. I think next week, I believe next week is the Combine, and then we're already under a month away from free agency. So I will have plenty more of the Front 7 podcast throughout free agency, leading up to the draft. And as always, more of the Everything Else podcast. I've been your host, Money Mike. I will see you next time, right here on YouTube.